Well, we have right here in the studio with us a distinguished audience who will be participating, and all of them are people who are stakeholders in the education system on the tertiary level in Nigeria. Well, I would like to throw my first question this evening to Professor Ogunyemi, the president of ASUU. And there was a meeting, Professor, between ASUU and the federal government. Is there any hope that you can provide for our young Nigerians out there who are seeking education? What is the outcome of the meeting?
Well, thank you very much. We have always said we have hope, because to say there is no hope is to say we don't have a future. We have hope to the extent that government will come to the same level of understanding with us, and the basic minimum that we have both set out to achieve will be achieved, and with timelines. So as soon as we reach an understanding with on that issue, the implementation of the basic minimum requirements that we have jointly agreed on, I think our schools, our universities will go back to work.
So, Professor, let's just get right into some of the challenges that are facing Nigerian universities. We've heard of inadequate funding by federal and state and local governments, limited access to increasing costs of education, also quality and flexibility. Politicization of education. And these are recurrent issues that ASUU has always raised. But let's get to the question of financing, because funding is at the core of education. ASUU is asking for about 1.3 trillion naira to be paid by the federal government, as the 2009 agreement has stipulated. Now, is that not too much money when you consider the competing needs?
Okay, let me explain the issue of 1.3 trillion. We didn't just come to that conclusion, and it was not to be paid in one fell swoop. It was something that will be worked out, and it has actually been worked out. The issue of 1.3 trillion arose from a government's report. The government conducted a report when ASUU continued to talk about rot and decay, lack of facilities in the laboratories, lack of books in the library, teaching, research facilities.
So you're saying that this is government's figure?
No, yes, we arrived at the figures together. In fact, the report of government on its assessment of public universities in Nigeria, submitted July 2012, actually arrived at that figure, that if we need to restore the integrity and quality in our education, university education in particular, we must undertake a period of massive injection of funds.